Right now at 6 on Fox 61, senators worked through the night, unanimously passing a deal to fund most of Homeland Security, but key immigration provisions remain unsolved. We're going to have much more on this in a live report at Bradley for you in just a couple minutes. Well, good morning to you and happy Friday. We made it. We are feeling good. We hope you are as well. Thanks for starting yours off with us at Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus America areas.
And I'm Bridget Bureau. Yes, we made it through the end of another work week, but we're happy about that. Not so much the weather front, and we have Matt Scott to blame for it. And Matt Scott, 70 yesterday. To how low are we going today?
That is Matt Scott at fox61.com.
Yes,
that's right.
Send all the angry emails.
Don't send them to us.
Nope.
When does our email change? Never mind. We have a forecast that looks pretty good. If you don't mind cooling temperatures over the next couple of days. Yesterday was so perfect, getting to 70 degrees officially at the airport. Briefly, we touched it. The rain from last night is wrapping up, but as it leaves, it takes the warm air with it. The numbers sliding. We activate winter mode once again. But there's a quick rebound in the temperature, so if you're going to send me hate email, you better send me the love next week. I am talking to you, Erica and Bridget. We have a forecast that has cloudy skies now, but we are going to clear it out. All of this to the north of this front is drier Canadian air, and as that swings in, the temperatures slide. They are moving in the wrong direction. I know you look at this and you go, well, that's not bad. What are you talking about? 55 in Hartford, 50 in New Haven, 51 in Groton. The problem is these numbers, they continue to descend as we go through the day, and then add a wind, which is pretty breezy, 10 to 20 miles an hour out of the northwest, and it really takes a chunk off those numbers. So as you'll see on the school forecast, we go from 50 to the mid-40s. The sunshine will level off the numbers, but then you add the winds and you go down to the 30s, and then you go down even further for your Saturday. We'll talk about that in detail. Stand by. I've got the forecast for you coming up in about 13 minutes. You would never send me hate mail. All love from Bridget and Erica, right?
Why would we have to send mail? You're
can
right
just
here.
shout it.
Yeah. I mean, that's just silly.
That's just true.
That's a waste of time. Well, we hope you're not wasting any time when you head out to work or school or wherever you have to be today. We're taking a look there on the roads. No problems there, no major issues, which is great to hear. At 6:02, we've got no issues in and out of the capital city. Just 6 minutes from East Hartford to downtown Hartford on 84 West. We've got Waterbury drive times for you. You are cruising all the way through the Brass City, in and out. No issues there. We like to see that 0. And then when it comes to Fairfield County, usually the trouble spots, you're just pumping the brakes just a bit on that Bridgeport to Fairfield bit. We've got 8 minutes along that route on 95 South. And then you're looking at 15 minutes from Trumbull to Westport. So that's pretty good there on the Merritt. Good luck if you're heading out. We hope you have a great day. 6:03 now. President Donald Trump says he's going to order immediate pay for TSA agents as lawmakers race to end the funding stalemate. Senators did pass an overnight deal to fund most of Homeland Security, but key immigration issues, they are still unresolved. Fox 61's Priscilla Mays is live this morning at Bradley International with more on what this means for travelers. And thankfully, Bradley has not been one of those airports that has been majorly impacted. We have not seen all those crazy lines heading out into the parking lot. Right, Priscilla?
Good morning, Erica. That is right. During the last hour, there was a few people waiting in line. Right now, it's pretty much empty, and that's what we've seen here at Bradley, but that is not the case nationwide. Travelers have been dealing with extremely long lines and delays. I even ran into it last weekend at LaGuardia, having to arrive before TSA even opened, and let me tell you, I was not the only one, and that is why there is an urgency from Washington to fix this. Now, President Donald Trump says he will sign an order directing the Homeland Security Secretary to immediately pay TSA agents even as the shutdown continues, instead of declaring a national emergency, which the White House had considered. The plan is to use money from his 2025 tax law to cover those paychecks. Now, the move comes as TSA workers face missing another payday, leading to staffing shortages, with thousands calling out and hundreds quitting nationwide. At the same time, the Senate, led by John Thune, passed a funding package overnight to reopen much of the Department of Homeland Security, but it leaves out immigration enforcement funding, a major point of disagreement with Democrats like Chuck Schumer. The bill now heads to the House for a vote later today. Here at Bradley, one traveler I spoke with shared how he's feeling about it all. Take a listen.
And I think the senators need to be without a paycheck, as they do in a lot of other things. Us, I call it peons or servants, they live at a different standard than what we live at, and I think it's ridiculous. And it ain't a party, whether it's a Democrat or Republican thing. It's just unsat, and it's not fair to the citizens of this country.
So for now, TSA agents could soon see relief through that presidential order, even before lawmakers fully resolve the funding fight. Meanwhile, though, travelers are still asked to arrive early and prepare for delays. It's better to be safe than sorry. We'll have more in the next hour. For now, live from Bradley International Airport, Priscilla Mesa, Fox 61.
Hopefully this is all resolved soon, because it's just not fair for all those TSA agents working without a paycheck. 6:06 now. The UConn men are back on the big stage tonight, looking to keep their March Madness dreams alive in the Sweet 16. Fox 61's Glenn Kittle is joining us live from the Ample Pavilion and Stores with a look at the Huskies' Sweet 16 matchup. They are facing off against Michigan State tonight in a late game. It's going to be a tough one for the men.
Yeah, good morning, Bridget. Definitely a powerhouse matchup between these two programs who know March well. Michigan State and UConn, definitely going to be one heck of a matchup tonight, and that late tip-off definitely plays a factor. We've been talking about it for a while now. Dan Hurley actually made a comment about it, saying that he was tired after one of the games and nearly falling asleep when he was on the press podium. But definitely going to be interesting tonight as the Huskies take on the Spartans in a great March Madness matchup. They've split 8 games all time between the two teams, including a Final Four loss for UConn back in 2009. They would soon overcome Michigan State in an Elite 8 win back in 2014 for the Hungry Huskies on their way to their national title win. Now, the Huskies come in red hot. They've rolled through the first weekend, beating Furman and UCLA behind dominant performances from Alex Karaban and Terrace Reed Jr. Karaban averaging nearly 25 points per game in the tournament, while Reed put together a historic stat line, including a 31-point, 27-rebound game in the first game. Head coach Dan Hurley has this team playing with confidence. UConn's reached the Sweet 16 for the third time in 4 years, and here's a trend to watch. The last 4 times the Huskies made it this far, they went on to the national championship. But Michigan State is just as dangerous, led by Hall of Fame coach Tom Izzo. The Spartans making their 17th Sweet 16 appearance under his leadership. Now with a balanced offense, strong rebounding, elite passing, and a playmaker in Jeremy Fears, who's been one of the top distributors in college basketball. A heavyweight matchup, a trip to the Elite 8 on the line. Definitely going to be a huge game for the Huskies, hoping to get their 3rd title in 4 years. Tip-off for that game set for 9:45 tonight. We're definitely going to be tuning in. We'll have a special edition of Connecticut Game Week coming at you later on tonight. Live in stores, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61.
Hey, Glenn, thanks. A lot of people also going to be watching the earlier game at St. John's and duke it out to see what happens there. Have a question for you. How's your bracket going?
Bracket's going terrible. Bracket is going absolutely awful. I had Florida going all the way. But I tell you what, I do have a UConn St. John's matchup, and that I'm at least excited for.
I am. We're talking about redemption. We need that for sure. And yeah, I didn't have them going all the way, but my bracket definitely busted on that side because I did have Florida going to the Final Four. All right, Glenn, good stuff. We'll check back throughout the morning. We are pumped. Go Huskies. And as March Madness continues this week, so does Connecticut Game Week. Don't miss a special edition live from Fort Worth, Texas and Washington, D.C. Our Sean Humphrey is covering the defending champs from the Lone Star State. And Alexa Hurley, well, she's going to be reporting on the men's team from our nation's capital. Former UConn great Charlie Villanueva helps preview the UConn Huskies showdown against Michigan State. We've got that and a lot more on Connecticut Game Week. It's tonight at 7:30, only here on Fox 61.
6:09 is your time, and happening today, a man who refused to cooperate with police as officers tried to serve an arrest warrant is expected in court. Officers say Jared Plantamuro had 2 active arrest warrants, and they say he refused to come out of a home and was later found hiding in the attic. Neighbors on Violet Drive say they were concerned when they saw the officers in their neighborhood.
And then I talked to a neighbor that lives right over there, and they told me they heard 2 shots fired. I don't know what that was all about. I was walking up at that point. So it's just pretty disturbing that it's in our neighborhood, quiet little neighborhood. I live in a senior community over there, so we don't like this kind of stuff in our neighborhood.
Plantamuro faces several charges, including 2 counts of violating a protective order. And at 6:10 this morning, new information out of Norwalk, where firefighters responded to a tractor-trailer fire. Check it out. This was the scene in I-95 South between exits 17 and 16 just after 7:30 last night. Thankfully, no one was hurt. It's still unclear, though, what started this fire. My goodness.
Now, police are investigating a shots fired incident that happened in Plainville. Police say several gunshots were fired at a condo on Sachem Drive. Several people were inside, but fortunately no one was hurt. We're told that a teen was nearly hit by a bullet while they were in their bedroom. A neighbor told us she was shocked to hear that something like this happened.
I was putting my son to bed and we heard some pops, loud pops. It's a very quiet area. It's not anything you typically hear around here, so it was pretty shocking.
Now, police haven't made any arrests. They're still working to determine what led up to that shooting there in Plainfield.
And up next on the Fox 61 Morning News, the Netflix, they're raising prices again. That and much more in our Money's Matter reports.
Plus, the victim in Wednesday's 3-car crash in Windsor has been identified. We'll get to the very latest on that case coming up.
And a controversial bill has state leaders concerned about the future of voting in Connecticut. We'll have what the governor had to say about the Save America Act, which recently passed the House.